You look like you're ready for battle. What do you think about Bryon Scott's message for Adam Silver?
Fire. Fire. Finally, somebody said.
Fired? Fire.
Fire.
Fire. I agree.
Fire. You know, I know Gil don't like that 80s conversation shit. And bringing it back to the 80s.
They faked it too.
It was a great decade.
I mean, they didn't.
It was a great decade for cocaine. For hard white.
A hell of a drug, yeah.
Right. I don't know what part of the 80s, when people talk about 80s, I don't know what part of the 80s do they have embedded in their brain. The 80s didn't start in 89. It actually started in 90, right? I mean, 1980, the zero, not 89. So the beginning, right? Where they had to delay TV because they didn't know the motherfuckers was gonna show up because they was high as fuck. Huh? They had tape delay, all that. Motherfuckers out here in New York and Philadelphia throwing games for crack. That 80s? That's the 80s you want?
A crack, hell of a drug as well, girl.
I think
He not talking about bring crack back. Gil, he's not talking about bring crack back, bro. No, he's talking about the fucking rules and regulations of the All-Star game. Back then were better than now, bro.
What do you think?
East, West. He ain't talking about bring some coke and we all gonna do a line of coke.
But what I'm saying, he's saying bring back the 80s style of bat. Like nobody want to go back to the 80s.
For the All-Star
They changed that in the 90s.
Did they play hard or was
No.
it? They faked it too.
Man, listen.
I gotta imagine.
He's just talking about all the gimmicks.
all
He
the
said
hard
3
work,
hours
they're-
of bullshit with Kevin
they're-
Hart and all these motherfuckers. They think the streamers are gonna bring shit and it didn't. It made it worse.
No.
So that didn't work.
Because the streamers have nothing to do with basketball.
Because you're scared to have a conversation with the players, like he said. Find them if they don't want to play. If you don't want to play hard.
There was a combo before the game,
Well, how
with the
about this?
expectations.
But they changed it.
Stop
But
trying
they
to be cool
changed
with the
it.
players. Stop trying to be the players' friend.
Yeah.
But
he got to put some David Stern in it. Like, listen, I don't mind Bron not playing an All-Star game because I get his legacy and that was some bullshit. But LeBron would have been suspended if David Stern was.
What is wrong with the 80s? What's wrong with today's game? They're not playing hard. Who said they ever did? The little clips here and there, right? 80s basketball, right, had All-Star games, right?
They did.
Yeah.
It was physical because it played like regular basketball. But one thing the 80s didn't have is they couldn't shoot for shit.
And no skill.
They couldn't shoot the ball to save their motherfucking life.
Can I say something?
Yeah, but they were
Sure.
scoring, but they were
Can I say
scoring like
something?
100 and they were scoring.
When you were a center in the All-Star game, you know the thing that you wanted to do? Rebound, block shots. It ain't about scoring when you were big in the All-Star game. You know them motherfuckers gonna be shooting. But the one thing I know I can do is play defense. Rebound, defense. I can guarantee you back then, there was a lot more block shots in the All-Star game than there was now because you compete and reach. Because I'm a big, I have to go get my just due. My just due is a block.
Because you couldn't shoot the ball, so we're
But the players are better. But the players are
Listen,
better.
I understand that, but the defensive energy for a defender, I have a responsibility to defend the basket. I am an all-star for that reason.
It's false. It's a false narrative.
Why?
Because
none of the guys now play defense in the All-Star game. They don't even get blocks like that.
If you can't shoot the ball, right, and you can't shoot the ball, and you can't shoot the ball, where are you going? To the lane, right? So if we all just sit in the lane waiting for you to come, it looks like we're playing defense because you can't shoot. So I don't have to go out there and guard you. I'm not picking you up at full quarter, half quarter, the three-point line. You don't shoot threes. So I'm everybody's sitting below the free throw line. How was that defense? Do you want to know what they shot in All-Star game? 1980.
Oh, shit.
He got the black book.
I knew it was coming.
1980 All-Star
Have a
game.
shot.
They took 6 threes. 1 for 6. That was 1980.
1 for 6.
1 for 6.
A powerful three, though. Good.
1981.
Hold on, Gil. Before you continue, who were the best guards in 1980?
Magic.
You didn't do that research. Okay, so there wasn't a Michael Jordan.
Oh, let me finish then. Sir. 1981. They took 2 threes. 0 for 2.
In the whole game?
The whole game. right? So what are these motherfuckers doing then? Coming to the basket, right? Easy to play defense if you only got one way to go. 1982. Woo! They decided we're going to take 1 3. 0 for 1.
They didn't make the three?
Who were the bigs?
0 for 1.
Who were the bigs?
Who were the guards?
Who were the
This is a
bigs?
48-minute game, right?
48 minutes. So
Brandon,
game-
who were the bigs? Was the league a big league,
I mean,
or was the league a guard league?
Well, what was the guards averaging? That was
I don't care.
I mean,
if your job was to throw me the ball down here, how you gonna be shooting threes?
So everything in the 80s was all bigs?
If I got Ralph Sampson down here,
So I'm.
you know who Ralph Sampson is?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yes,
Sure?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Ralph
Yeah.
Sampson.
Yeah, he played for the.
Throwing the ball down every time. Who else was in the 80s? Was it Kareem?
79.
Okay.
Was it Kareem?
Same as
Kareem.
Magic.
You got to throw Kareem the ball?
Magic starting
Every time?
Star game at 80.
Every time?
Was it who else? Robert Parrish?
You can
Kevin
keep on.
Cal? All these big ass motherfuckers.
Shout out Robert Perry.
So, and who's the guards, though? The guards got to be
But
averaging
you're
over.
not shooting no threes as the guards when we got these big motherfucking superstar, megastar dudes.
Larry Bird?
Larry.
Okay, so
Gilbert
They
to the
didn't
black
have
book.
Magic, 2 guys.
So
Who else?
Isaiah Thomas was there. So 80, 83.
Shout
they
out
took-
Marvin Gaye.
83, they took 4 threes, 1 for 4.
Okay, getting better.
84,
It's
they
getting better.
took 5 threes, 1 for 5.
Okay, got worse.
85, 3 for 8.
Got better.
Okay, 11.
The three that was made was from the same one person, Isaiah Thomas. Then it went 3 for 10. Then they bumped it up in 87. Ooh, they took 17. They only made 6, right? Bird made his. Then it went 4 for 11 in 88, 89, 5 for 13. Now,
That is improvement.
the whole decade, they made 24 threes in the All-Star game, which means the only thing they were doing was driving the ball.
Or mid.
And dunks.
In those years, I got bored just looking at it. They were shooting, you know how many free throws that they called this one 3? They shot 60-something free throws game 1, year 1, 50-something free throws game 2. So do you guys want to go back to a whole bunch of free throws being called or scoring? You got to pick your battle.
No, we want to pick competition.
Oh, competition. I got competition. Here's a competition. Tell me this. This is great. This is a great lineup. Okay. Magic. No. Okay, yeah, Magic Johnson, Drexler, 1, 2. Mullins at the 3. Karl Malone at the 4.
Okay.
David Robinson at the 5.
The Admiral.
Right?
Okay.
That's one team. Right? That's the West.
This is-
The East. Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan,
Ooh.
Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley, Ewing.
With the box, man.
Worst all-star blowout in all-star history. Michael Jordan in the East got beat by fucking 40.
Damn. That doesn't sound like an appealing basketball.
I'm trying to figure out the complaints of today's game when we got some of the people who are complaining about today's game. These are all Hall
How
of
many
Famers.
All-Stars did it happen? Did
What?
it just happen that one time?
Yeah.
Blowout?
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I'm asking.
It's the worst.
I'm just asking.
By one of the
think-
best
yeah, one-
competitors.
yeah.
Gilbert!
Not even one.
Gilbert, stop doing that.
We're
Just
talking
answer
about
the question.
We're talking about the GOAT.
Why won't he answer?
The GOAT lost by it with
One
Isaiah
time.
Thomas, with Scottie Pippen, defense, with Patrick Ewing, defense.
Yo, Michael Jordan's team lost by 40 points.
They lost by 40.
Wow.
I never knew
Guess
that.
what?
Didn't know that.
They was all on coke. Pass.
No.
All right, now listen.
That was
listen.
That was
90.
93.
That's
Did it- 92.
Did it
That's
happen?
92.
Did it happen again?
No.
No, it didn't,
Wait.
right?
The
So
40
let's
point?
ask
No.
How many
there
times?
There was 30s.
How many times
I just
has
went
it
for the worst.
happened
That teams got blew out.
I just went for the
since
worst.
2010?
Oh, you don't want to do ever?
No, I
You got-
said since 2010 till now. How many blowouts have we seen?
And what's their greatest All-Star game?
Anyone that went to overtime, that's how they do it. Just-
I mean, you can't go back in time and say that one time when they got
how many
blown out by 40
1,
and
2,
Jordan was on the
3.
team.
Oh,
they didn't play no defense.
Okay, so 2010,
Wait,
2-point game, 5-point game, 3-point game, 5-point game, 8-point game, 5-point game, 23 in 2016, 10, 3, 14, 2, 23, 9. And then you got, what, about a 20...
I wish I could see what he's reading. I know he leaves
I'm
out.
reading the score.
He leaves out shit he don't want to say. I've already seen him do it. He's already done it before. He read a bunch of shit and left a bunch of shit out. So I need to see what he's
Well, what years was this?
From 2010.
Okay. So
He said
now,
how many
to now.
blowouts?
yeah, to now.
So how many blowouts?
Yeah.
So he done read out 4 so
Four
far.
blow-
4 blowouts.
What is a blowout?
Over 10.
Over 10 in
over 10
All-Star
is a
game?
blowout.
Over
Yeah,
10 is
in the
a blowout.
All-Star game.
Wow.
Okay. I'm glad he said that because we can go back to the great ones and see how many times they got blown out. So there's 4 blowouts.
Keep going. I know you ain't done with 2025. You just went through like 7 of them.
2025, it's
2010 to now, that's 15 years.
But
You
they
should name out 15 of them.
okay. So you want to try it again? Okay.
Show me, Joe, you read it.
2
Take his
points.
phone and you read it. He's a liar.
You know,
He's
Gil,
a fucking
you gonna let me get the phone?
I don't
You gonna let me get the
fucking
phone?
trust that nigga, man. You read it.
It's a lot of big words up in here. Hold on. So from 2010 on?
We said bullshit.
From 2010. 2010 on, the first one I want to say is 2016, 23-point blowout.
Wait, what?
23. 2016.
You see,
You
I
said
told you he was reading.
2010.
I know, but I'm looking for blowouts, Gil.
No. I want you to. He needs.
No,
to
read the blowouts. What I asked you. Read
No, I
all
thought
the
you
blowouts.
read every game.
No,
Just
we
the
only
blowouts.
want to know the
just the blowouts.
blowouts.
Just the blowouts.
Just the blowouts. Just the blowouts.
We only
So
want
ten-
to see how he
so
see
ten-
how he doing
I
it.
went through every
I
game.
checked this
Wait,
nigga
hold
real
on. No.
time. You weak, pathetic fool.
I called out 15 games.
Finish him.
I said 15 games. That's 15 years. I did 15 games.
So from 2010 on, you said 10 points is the criteria for a blowout, Shai, correct? So 10
Yes.
points or more. And Gil, just to let you know, I just zelled myself $15 from your phone. Don't worry about it.
Yes, sir. Somebody said yes, sir.
So nope. So 20, like I said, 2016 would be the first one.
So 2016. So that means them first 6 years, nothing. Okay.
Close game. So it's 23-point loss. West beat the East 196-173.
One.
2017, West won 192-182.
So no.
Close.
So 10. Is it 10 or above 10?
That was a 10-pointer. 2019, it was 178 Team LeBron to 164 Team Giannis. Vision getting blurry. Hold on. Big words.
So that's 2, 3. It doesn't matter.
2021, Team LeBron again, LeBron James, for those who are not familiar. 170 to Team Durant, 150. 2024, East 211, West 186.
So 5.
So in the last 5 years, there's been 2 blowouts.
And then Team Shea, 41, Team Shaq, 41, Team Chuck, 25 in this, but it was weird.
So
3 in the last. 3 in the
so
last.
15 years.
3 in the last 5
5.
years.
5.
Because if you count 10, if you count more than 10, because it's his blowout style, which is 10 is not a blowout.
I think a blowout's 20 or more.
Yeah, everyone does.
But if he got 10,
In the All-Star game, you get beat more than 10, that's a blowout. It's the All-Star game.
10 is a
In the All-Star game. I'm not talking about a regular game.
No, right.
It's not a regular game.
Right.
Not a game.
20, yeah. In any element of basketball, 20 is a blowout. Yeah, it's a dub. We're talking about the All-Star game, bro.
Right. In the All-Star game where people don't play hard to lose by 10, somebody's been, they playing kind of hard.
It's a blowout, nigga. Y'all got blown out.
7,
Keep it close.
8, 9, 10,
3-possession game.
11. So between 19, what? Oh, hold on. Ooh. Okay, so 1980.
Let's just get rid of the game.
1990. Let's go 1990. Blowout. 1990 was a blowout. 1992, blowout. Ooh, 94, they won by 9, cool. 95, blowout. 96, blowout. 97, blowout. 98, blowout. 90, oh, there was no 99. 2000, blowout. So for 10 years, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Can we ask the chat if that's a blowout? 10.
8 blowouts. So from the 1990 to the 2000, there's 8 blowouts. The only time it was close was 1991, 116 to 114. Oh, 94, it was 127 to 118.
That's close.
I love it.
3 possessions.
So 2 years. So 2 games.
I love it.
2 games out of the whole decade under your was blowouts. So again, since we got the stats, what year are we playing the All-Star game where it's competitive? Yeah.
Well,
I don't think.
It's never been competitive.
I don't think he was making that point. He just need to change the rules.
Like go
Get
back to
rid
all
of
the
the
gimmicks.
dumb shit.
Yeah, the gimmicks.
Like, yeah, you did all that to make yourself feel good about a point that had nothing to do with what the fuck he was saying.
The point is, we already had that regular ass.
In the 80s.
We had the regular All-Star for the last,
20.
When did they first change
And it seemed to be doing well.
When did they change it?
It
No.
seemed to be doing well.
Oh, you was complaining in 2015, 16.
Well, I'm talking about before that. Before that, it was doing well. But All-Star games before that, it was doing well.
I just named you 10 blowouts in.
I said it was
8
doing
blowouts.
well. No one was complaining about the blowout.
Of course, no one's complaining about
Because
it.
they were playing. We didn't have a complaint because the
said-
league was
Why
good.
did it get changed? to
Because
this new
the
stuff?
players have changed.
He's saying, and because of all the gimmicks around it.
Why are there gimmicks now?
Because the players
Because
don't
of
play
what?
hard.
No, because of what? Because the narrative of what?
They don't play hard.
It's a
Because
bad-
it's a bad product. It didn't play hard. So they started changing it, trying to make them play hard. They changed it from. So that means at some point.
When Kobe
2000
Bryant left and retired,
That was the last-
2016.
Yeah.
that's when the dynamic of the All-Star game shifted. You left it in the hands of guys who didn't want to play hard no more.
Seemed
There
like-
wasn't an
But they didn't play hard before.
there wasn't an example of it. So if you see an example of, hey man, in the last 3,
Well,
4,
it-
5
it
minutes,
seemed like
he
Team
going
LeBron-
hard.
Right, right.
Team LeBron always
Giannis tried
wanted
to
to play
pick
hard.
that up.
Right.
Giannis tried to
Yeah,
pick up
yeah.
the last 5 minutes. We're going to go hard.
So you don't think
AD
they do that?
sometimes did it, you know what I'm saying?
Did their team
Bron
win?
did it one time. But it's like when you do it, you got to be consistent with it. Like, we going to amp up in the fourth. We're
I know,
going to
so-
amp up in the last quarter.
I know, so you don't think guys play hard in the last 5 minutes? I mean, not this year, of course. This year was kind of, but in these last years?
We see it. It ain't
Again,
about do I think it.
I mean,
we all
it's a
watch
fake
it.
That's what I'm saying. So
narrative.
We're watching it.
You're trying to compare how hard they're not playing to an era we just did the blowout on.
I mean, they didn't
Like,
play.
I'm trying to
didn't play
figure
hard.
out. You're saying this group don't play hard. We need change. And then you say they need to play like this group.
No,
Then
he
you-
didn't say that. You're trying to say that for your own point, bro. He's saying you need to have the rules.
What rules?
Here.
The rules that was continuing blowouts. The rules that got a 40-point blowout in the All-Star
You
game.
didn't. Hey,
with
play,
Michael
play,
Jordan on the
play
court.
what he said again. So
Let
Gilbert.
LeBron
Play it again.
Let LeBron get beat by 40 in the
This
Listen,
All-Star game
listen.
has
You do
gone to
this a lot.
shit.
Listen.
Players don't want to play. Fans don't want to watch. We trying all these gimmicks. Let's get back to the basics. Let's go back to 80s basketball. You got the fan picking all-stars. You got the coaches picking the reserves. They go out there, they play hard. Guys don't want to play, find their ass. That's what we got to get back to. And you know what? Go back to the old rules too. Because I'm telling you, players will adjust. Okay? But all this gimmick and all this other bullshit is 3 hours of watching TV with 40 minutes of basketball. Too much.
That is fair.
People want to watch some guys play against the best in the
All-star,
world.
what
I
are the-
just
Play against the
love
best in the
the
world, but bring
playback
it back to the old
value
days. Get rid of all this
when
analytical
somebody's
shit.
trying to make a
and let's-
point that has nothing to do with what the man is fucking saying, and then you're talking about we're trying to change a narrative when you're the only one doing it.
But he
You said play hard.
he said play
If you
hard.
get beat by 40 from your metrics,
In
10.
the 80s, one game. One fucking game.
By
you
40.
think.
How about
One
the
game.
other 8
One
games?
game in
How about the
1983.
other 8
One
games?
game in
Nigga,
1983.
I just named 10 years and 8 was blowouts. So what part of that are you playing hard?
It was better than it is now.
Of
That's
course it
what
is.
he's saying.
Because you wanted to be.
No,
That's
because
not
it
a will.
is.
It's
Because
not
it
a
is.
fact.
So why weren't the fans complaining then?
Well, there wasn't.
I mean, we wouldn't
I
know.
don't want to hear
wouldn't know. We wouldn't
I don't
know.
want to
How the
we
fuck
would-
we supposed
we
to
wouldn't know.
Because we know now.
They changed
No,
it.
nigga.
No,
we
we don't.
know why the fans aren't complaining now.
Because we can't.
Yes.
The
We have
media-
internet.
No, nigga. No.
We didn't know
We're not
back
gonna
then.
do that.
We had
We're
didn't know
not gonna
back-
do that.
we didn't have
know
internet.
why the fans are complaining.
We didn't have internet.
The
back then.
80s
No,
were.
they
No,
just
I don't
saying
give a
dumb
fuck.
shit.
We didn't-
You had news. You had news.
The news didn't wasn't
You had
report.
news.
The news didn't report it.
Yes, they did.
Okay,
We
let me
weren't
say.
born yet.
What
I won.
What?
Oh, how the fuck are you arguing about?
Because I can see it.
Let me go fight.
You was reading
The whole point is
You was
this.
reading the newspaper?
Right now, there is a problem. In 1983, they didn't see it as a fucking problem. In 1993, whatever they lost by 40, that one time when Michael Jordan was playing, no one gave a fuck. Right? But because they fixed it.
Right.
We're not gonna lose like that again. All right, cool. I'm Michael Jordan. I don't like that.
Michael Jordan lost by 40 points.
Cool.
In the All-Star game,
That's
that's
cool.
crazy.
Cool.
I can't believe it.
Cool.
Okay.
All this man is saying is we need to get back to the basics. It's the first thing he said.
So get rid of the gimmicks.
Finish him.
Give one more point and then we're gonna move on.
I do like the fans and the coaches reserves.
Because he was only one. Because he was only 1 year old, and the internet is today, so it's easy to see what they said today. We don't know what they said
Back
in 80-something. But we know if one of our stars today lost by 40, 40 points in an all-star game, his legacy would have been ripped from him.
Whose legacy?
Michael Jordan.
The same person
Whose
everyone
legacy?
complains about.
I mean,
Whose legacy?
LeBron James.
Oh, the guy that quit in
Team
the All-Star
LeBron,
game?
I think from what I was reading, his team
You talking about the guy that quit in the All-Star game?
after winning several of them.
Are y'all fucking kidding me?
After winning
Y'all fucking kidding me?
Can I ask you
You want
something? When you
something?
when you lose by 40 with an all defense,
That's like losing by 40 if a nigga that's
What is that
good
called?
just
That
sits
means-
out.
Well, are you out there competing? If you're losing by 40 in the All-Star game with the best team,
If you're an all-star and you don't suit up, are you competing?
If you're saving yourself for a championship run at 40 years
Randy,
old,
answer the question.
no,
Josiah, you
no, you're
got
not.
the question too. Can you answer it?
I just
No, I
answered
said
it.
no.
What was the answer?
40-year-old man saving himself for a championship
That's
run, I
what he said.
respect it.
That's what he said.
You're 22. I've already done enough for you guys.
That's what
New
the man
format,
said. The
not
man
rolling.
said, I'm not playing in this gimmick.
Only
That
30
nigga
minutes of
said-
basketball,
he
I'm not
said-
rolling.
He said, man, players are quitting and they don't want to play. Find their ass.
I agree.
Or get a spot up to somebody who want it.
Well, I mean, you
Former
know,
head coach Bryon Scott.
Listen, man. I'm not being a part of this gimmick, but
Apparently
I'm
not
taking this.
employed
But
in
I'm
the
taking this 22-year All-Star.
We will take, well, let's, you anything else you want to say before we move on?
no, I'm gonna just
Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Just look for.
In the meantime, download the Underdog app. Use promo code GILD up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a special pick 'em. As a reminder, we're giving away $2,000 at least at the end of the show. We have 926,000 subscribers. But let's talk about some current, present day, 2025 basketball. Timberwolves and Thunder played a great game last night with both teams on the second night of a back-to-back doubleheader after OKC got the win in Minnesota Sunday. Let's take a look at some of the highlights if we can. Thank you, Paolo. This one appeared to be out of hand with the Thunder leading by 25 in the second half and by as many as 16 points in the final 4 minutes of the game. But the Wolves stormed back to force OT. SGA did his best to carry the Thunder with 39 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. But a key block from in overtime preserved the Wolves' lead, and Minnesota was able to complete the comeback. Jaden McDaniels had 27 points and 10 boards. Nas Reed had 22 and 11 rebounds. Ant-Man had 17 and 13 rebounds and 8 assists, although he was on the bench for most of the fourth quarter comeback as he dealt with a calf issue. Did play in OT, though, to help secure that victory, as I previously mentioned. He was in there when it mattered most, in the crucial overtime moments. But they really just tricked this game off. I was watching on NBA TV like a lot of people were. Thought it was cooked, thought it was done. Needed Ant to get that 23.5. He did not. It was, come on, overtime Tuesday, I was like, all right, we put him back in. But let's watch the block, though. Oh, Calf wasn't hurting in when he skied up to beat that shit. For context, Chet Holmgren sat out this game for rest. Hartenstein left the game in the second quarter, did not return with a facial contusion. But all things considered, it was still an inspired comeback by Minnesota, tied for the largest comeback in franchise history. Down 25, got the win over the top-seeded team in the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder, under the guidance and direction of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But ask the couch, was the comeback more about the Wolves or the Thunder?
Second half of the season, man. You know what time it is. Every game matters.
It does.
Every game is a message.
So even a game in February matters,
Yeah,
right? So let's just
yeah.
say a team goes into a place where they haven't won in a long time, they get a dub. Even if it's in February, that game matters.
Every game after All-Star break, like LeBron said, I got to get ready for this championship run, or anybody that's
I was just talking about the Thunder and the Wolves.
I know, but just in general.
You know,
I'm just
but-
saying, just in
but
general.
valid-
Anybody that's getting ready for the playoffs in that run, this is definitely important.
Gil, you
So amazing with how they treated the 90s players. You get beat by 40, and it's like a celebration.
Why are you bringing up the 90s?
Celebration.
Yeah, we have hopped into the DeLorean and
we're
gone to
talking-
2025.
Talking about
They love. I'm just looking at the articles back then. It was just such an embrace to see Magic Johnson back, and he won an MVP, and it was celebrations and SPAC. No one cared. It was a festivity.
it was just
It was an all-star game. Everyone out here enjoying each other, laughing and
Everybody was clapping ass,
and we're having fun.
Are we going backwards?
91 was a good All-Star game.
I like to prove my point.
But you already in the bag, nigga. You
I
can't
like
get
to
out the bag.
prove it.
We already,
Back then-
we done already threw the dirt
Back
on you,
then-
man.
There's
We
dirt
threw
on the
the
back.
dirt on you.
Back then-
We don't even hear you talking. You're a
Okay,
ghost.
then you shouldn't be responding.
Casper, the friendly ghost. Can you please leave?
Back then.
What are you doing in here?
The reason you didn't hear it is because they treated the All-Star game as fun. And they had fun.
facts.
Fucking fun. So when he says, let's go back to playing hard, they had fun. And the scores kind of showed it too. But they had fun. It was a great thing. There was no negativity on the All-Star game because it was a celebration.
They were dick,
So let's get back
to dick riding.
to the 80s and the 90s where it's a celebration.
If people could just dick ride.
Yeah, I like that. You know, go out there, drink, smoke, gamble, have fun, say what's up to my friends. Let him win the MVP, challenge him because he's happy and coming back. Yeah, this is amazing. I love it.
91 was a great year.
Man, I can't wait.
Shout out Magic for defeating HIV. But let's talk about 2025. Timberwolves Thunder,
It's a message.
25-point comeback,
It's weird.
16-point comeback, final 4 minutes of the game.
It's weird how your brain, the human brain, when you think about the past, you only think about the good things, none of the negative, so you can have a picture of it. So the people who are saying the All-Star game, they don't play hard, are the same people who was getting blown out in the All-Star games who wasn't playing hard. That's the irony of this. The people on TNT that's going out saying these guys don't play hard, and back in my day, your day you got beat by 40.
That was a 40-point.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if
What
that,
were you doing?
after 30
No,
minutes.
what was going on?
If that happened to LeBron, they would be.
What's going on? You got beat by 40.
They would give him grace, right? It's just LeBron.
It's just-
Yeah, right.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
right. Yeah, right. They'd be like, this is the worst.
Not a big deal.
They'd be like, this is the worst All-Star performance by
And
any.
you know what he'd do the year after that? Shit out. Fuck y'all doing? Y'all better stop fucking with me, man.
Just trying to figure
I don't
out.
understand what the fuck y'all talking about.
Yes,
Oh,
sit
they
out.
criticized me this year, so I'm gonna just sit out this year. I ain't going next year.
Dealing with the foot injury.
I'm cool, man. But then come out and kick the goddamn ball in the next game. Come on, man.
The form didn't look good on the kick, though,
And
John.
that-
I'm
and
be
that's-
honest.
Stop fucking with me. That's what
look good.
That's what Byron talking about. Man, fuck all this. What is these new niggas doing?
Now, it ain't about new niggas, it's an old nigga.
Hating.
They've changed the All-Star game. This negative energy around the All-Star game is about one person. That's it. The negativity on everything is one person. They have figured out how to make blame on one person. When I talked about the 90s, that's everybody in that All-Star game. The whole team got blown out. The same guys who's running here saying they don't play hard. You got blown out, you wasn't playing hard. Actually, you got blown out in 8 out of 9 years of the All-Star game. 80s, it didn't even matter. Y'all couldn't shoot, y'all was high as fuck. So y'all get grace on playing hard. Like, so
Who
So-
you say they blaming one? You said they blaming one guy? Who?
LeBron James.
the same person you just blamed.
LeBron James.
Every time we mention
Who's blaming him?
we mention All-Star game, you always go after one person.
Nobody said his name.
But
You did.
Sure, you
Nobody
said
said his
you
name,
did.
bro.
You
I
did.
I state the obvious. My bad, bro.
It's okay.
I
We're
state
having
the
a
obvious.
passionate debate.
I state the obvious. I didn't say nobody name. And people who don't like
guess
the All-Star
feminine
game,
napkins
they didn't say
with some
they
stuff.
didn't like it because of LeBron James. They said all the players not playing. All of them running up and down like they supposed to be here and it's a privilege. He ain't say nothing about LeBron James. You did. You just made it about him.
You
Because you
did.
can't dissect what everyone else is saying about the All-Star game if they're not saying it and mentioning this is why it's bad. I can say whatever the fuck I want about my opinion about why I think it's bad.
So who's Mr. Who
if,
missed the game?
if my opinion is strong enough to start a narrative and roll the narrative and get all these people to agree with me,
No one agrees.
bullshit.
No one actually agrees.
That's bullshit. Exactly. So the narrative that you're saying I'm pushing ain't even real.
Who?
It ain't even real.
You said who?
It can't be real.
so
you
Mr.
just said I'm the one always talking about LeBron and he's blaming LeBron. Nobody blaming LeBron. Take the blame if it's your fault.
You just blamed it. What are you talking about?
Take the blame if
Do you
it's
not
your
hear what
fault.
comes out your mouth?
No, I didn't blame shit.
So if it was Mike, would y'all be giving Mike the same type of?
No.
It'll never be Mike.
Mike
What you talking about?
He lost by 40.
He lost by
It'll
40.
never be Mike. They wasn't complaining about Michael Jordan.
Of course they wasn't.
In the All-Star game,
Of
bro.
course they wasn't.
What are you talking about?
But if Michael,
Of course
but
they
if Michael
wasn't.
And
Jordan,
they're not complaining about LeBron James in the All-Star game.
I think there was some
they
complaints
are
about
they are
LeBron.
complaining.
There's a claim about what?
LeBron James not playing.
Not playing. So who has done that?
He just did it.
Picking his team.
Hey, can we rewind this so
I
we
just
can
done
hear
that.
it?
Actually,
Who has done that?
everybody was complaining that
Mr.
LeBron didn't
Silver,
play.
I love you. I think you've done a fantastic job. But listen, this All-Star game has gone to shit. Players don't want to play. Fans
Stop
don't want to watch.
Stop it.
We trying all these.
Stop it. Players don't want to play.
Fans don't want to watch it.
Players don't want to.
Yo, but
Who
look
was
at-
the players that didn't
Yo,
play, Gil?
no,
Hold on.
but go back to the player. Go back to the player that they show though.
Yeah, but
Look,
he didn't. He didn't.
Oh,
he didn't cut that up. Byron Scott didn't cut that up.
that podcast
Byron
did.
Scott didn't cut that
That
up.
podcast
As
did.
overseer of his
But they know who
podcast.
they talking
Who
about.
else did not play?
And didn't play. Giannis was also
And-
injured as well.
Giannis,
Huh? Who else?
Injured.
Giannis.
Injured.
Did
Both
anybody-
injured. They both took up
Has it-
slots, didn't they?
No.
No, Giannis didn't. Ant and LeBron took up slots and did not play.
Has anybody said Ant's name actually? No, right? Okay.
We were
What-
showing
who
a
is he talking
highlight
about?
when we talked about.
We tried, but
Who is he talking about?
We know who he's talking about.
Who is he talking about?
The
person
guy right there.
The only person all media talks
why
about.
does he get to talk about this guy right now in this moment? Why does Byron Scott get to point this guy out right now?
Because he didn't play.
All right.
Because you get clicked.
Whose fault is that?
That's LeBron's fault.
Okay. Don't blame Byron Scott for pointing out the fucking obvious.
You just said he didn't.
He didn't what?
Point him out. Okay.
You said before that.
Y'all saying he is. But you're saying he is.
don't-
You're saying he is. You're saying he is.
He did.
But you're saying he is.
'Cause he
right?
did.
Because he never said his name.
No, he didn't say. his name.
Okay,
No,
so
he-
if you're
no,
gonna
no.
say he is, I'm gonna say, look, clearly, the only guy he's talking about is the guy who didn't play then, huh?
Yeah, but-
Anthony Edwards didn't play either, right?
Yeah, but why are they bringing up? Why does Bryon got to be up in this then? Just say players. Like, why they got a picture?
Who's
Bron?
the face of the league?
Oh, see.
too.
Okay, so
Steph Curry.
So we know who he's talking about, but because he didn't say his name, we don't know who he's talking
There were
about.
multiple people that didn't play.
So the faces of the league. How about that? Try that.
Only one motherfucker been playing.
Oh,
32
one,
years.
only one. But
LeBron's face?
have you not
There's
seen what you've been doing?
and
There was two
there's
people.
another guy.
You keep talking about
There's
one.
Another guy that is the potential face of the league that didn't play as well.
And we haven't.
So
heard
who
the
could he be talking about?
same person you keep talking about?
Who could
The
he
same
be talking
person
about?
that
He can't be talking about Giannis or
He could be
Ant.
talking about whoever didn't play.
Or Ant. He can't be talking. But they both hurt.
They not. They both still playing. They both played after the All-Star break. Why y'all keep playing with me?
But Giannis was already hurt before the All-Star break.
Giannis gave up his slot.
Shout out to Giannis.
Man, y'all got to get that hate out your heart, man. It's crazy.
Y'all got to get that glaze off your lips.
Hopefully done that, Glenn.
Fuck y'all talking about? Ain't no motherfucking hate. Motherfucker talking about I'm a hater.
You are.
And you better get your motherfucking shit together before I turn into a hater.
You been a hater.
Before I turn into a hater, I've
It
been
don't
nice.
change nothing.
I've been nice to all you motherfuckers. So you best believe, keep poking the bear, motherfucker. I'ma eat you niggas.
Well, speaking of eating, shout out to Rough Greens for sponsoring today's podcast. Have you thought about